all important record button and bam, I love that, and just bam, it works. Good morning. Well, actually, it's not morning anymore. Well, it might be morning somewhere, but not around here. It is after 12 o'clock, so that means it's the afternoon. So good afternoon, everyone. Today is Triumph Tuesday with
TwoSistas, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Janis, aka Wellness Diva 4.0.
Oh, yeah, I didn't say who I was, but oh well, go ahead, keep going.
Oh, hey, don't steal my thunder.
Go for it, Sister Dan.
I have a lot of thunder, and the chirping bird and the dogs in the background. Oh my God. So today is Triumph Tuesday. I ended up, and I just want to share this real quick because I can. Today is my day number 2 for 75 hard. Now, I decided I originally was going to start on Thursday, which would be April 1st.
That is correct.
But yesterday, after I came back from doing my workout, I'm like, why don't I just start? Like, what am I waiting for? So on this Triumph Tuesday, I want to pose the question, what are you waiting for?
Well, now that for me, because now I'm thinking, oh my gosh, she's asking me that question. Of course, we're asking our audience, but she's also asking me as well, because I am going to be doing 75 hard. However, I have not determined the actual date. I am considering, because I have to revamp it, I cannot do the full gallon of water. It causes havoc on my belly. And then a couple of things that are coming up that I know for sure that I will have some Tito's and club soda. So when you have that mindset and you're just not ready, and you already know before starting it that there's going to be some variables that are not going to cooperate, you embrace that. So I have not picked the actual day that I am doing 75 hard, and it will be modified. So I will still be using the app. And I know that I'm not going to be able to click off in the sense of, yes, I drank a gallon of water. I am going to click it off, but I'm going to know specifically that I am doing a revised version because I have to. So while I want to keep up with all the enthusiasm and checking off and make sure I'm still doing it, I will be checking off that I'm drinking a gallon of water, even knowing that I'm not drinking a full gallon. I'm going to start off with probably 3/4 of gallons, see how that goes. And maybe starting off a little bit lower, I'll eventually get to that, but I'm already going to know that in my mind. So for me, I'm setting myself up for success when everything is kind of all meshed together. Mm-hmm. And sometimes even coming to that conclusion is a triumph, because you realize that, hey, I've got to revise what I'm doing. I have to revise the program. I have to revise the challenge. So while this particular challenge has to do with mindsets, it really is specifically designed for mindset. And yes, sometimes transformations do occur, physical transformations, where I'm already kind of putting it out there that I'm doing a revised version, but I still want to make sure that I'm keeping up with doing my daily picture, reading my 10 pages, no alcohol. You have to make sure that you're in that right mindset, that even though you're kind of changing it up a little bit, you want to still set yourself up for success. So I applaud you in coming up with saying, why not? Why not start? And I think that's a question that a lot of us, we really have to kind of discern sometimes, like, when is the right time to start a challenge such as that? Because this is a huge challenge. We're not talking about a 7-day challenge, a 5-day challenge, which will bring me to another segment shortly. It's 75 days, and it's not supposed to be easy, because it does challenge you. It challenges you physically. It challenges you from a mindset. And what I learned after doing over 43 days last time was I realized that my body cannot absorb. Now I can do a gallon of water here and there, but 43 days played havoc on my digestion. Like, I was in a lot of pain. I don't want to do that again. I don't want to be in that kind of pain when it's something that I can still be successful, but kind of change it and flip it up. And sometimes we have to do that, don't you think? Got to kind of change things up.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that that's really a very poignant type of question to ask yourself whenever you're contemplating doing something. Uh, and it kind of goes back to being comfortable, not being comfortable somewhat. So if you, for instance, as we're talking about 75 hard, obviously whenever I read, like, I can't read enough. Like, I have to read more. I have to read more. That aspect of it is exciting. Setting out time to get those 2 workouts in. Yes, it can be challenging. Today was 29 degrees. So when I went out to do my power walk, I obviously, was layered up and I was wearing clunky, heavy shoes for a specific reason. And part of the reason was because of my injury. I wanted to know how my body felt, or specifically how my feet felt after doing a 45-minute power walk. Now, a power walk for me, because I am a slow walker to begin with, is different, for instance, from you when we did that, I want to say cross country, but cross Connecticut walk. Like, my feet have always, my whole entire life, bothered me. So, was my, I guess a big question to ask yourself is, is my body able to handle the physical activity? And I know that I can handle it, but it's getting to the mindset, to be in that frame, to be in that mindset, to hold myself accountable. This isn't for, how do I say it? If for whatever reason you can't do this challenge, and certain things may pop up. I wanted to do it a couple months ago, but obviously with injuring my foot, and then it's the winter. Now, if I decided in the winter, okay, I'm going to start this, I was setting myself up for failure to begin with. So you have to look at that. Are you setting yourself up for success? Are you setting yourself up for failure?
And the other key piece that I want to point out is, people self-sabotage before they start something. Subliminal. Oh, why can't I say that word? Can you say it?
No.
Yeah, they do that because for a lot of people, kind of having that, that chat with the person in the mirror comes with, what are you doing to sabotage whatever you're doing, challenge, program, health and wellness, and you don't realize that you're actually sabotaging yourself before you even start. So there is, like when we talk about Monday mindset, setting out your week for success. What did you triumph on Tuesday? Wealth Wellness Wednesday. What's trending Thursday? And Fantabulous Friday. These are all key pieces to have to set yourself up for success in your health and wellness journey. So if you are embarking on a new program or a new challenge, but you already know, oh, I've got the, you're just not being true to yourself to say, look, I already have these other things that are in place that are going to derail me. Hey, no biggie. Let me postpone it for another week or another month, because by then, all these other things have to, have already passed, and they're not going to interfere with the focus that I truly need to be successful in this challenge. And how many times do our viewers and audience don't realize that they're really sabotaging themselves before they even start? So you got to be really true to what you know is going on in your life, your surroundings, your health and wellness, what you've got coming up. That if you already know you got all this shista coming up. And when I mean shista could be a good fun shista, or it could be a bad shista, but you got shista coming up, right? Maybe you got barbecues coming up. Maybe you got this huge holiday coming up. Maybe a wedding. Maybe a night out on the town. You got friends coming in. So you already know, either I'm going to have that mindset to say, hey, I'm out with a bunch of friends and everyone's, got those margaritas going. We got those nachos flowing. Yeah, I can't do that because I'm doing a challenge. That's difficult. And embrace that and say, you know what? I don't think I'm going to handle that too well. I know I'm going to end up cheating.
Mhm.
You already know that. Don't, wait. It's okay to wait, don't you think? I mean, you don't have to get like cray cray, and just be true to who you are. But always organization comes into when you're doing a challenge, but it's also you have to have the right mindset to say, shoot, I do have these other things coming up that are going to forcibly make me derail. So why are you doing it then? That's what I know. I know I got things coming up, and I don't want to derail. I want to make sure that my schedule is almost clean before I embark on something like this, because again, we're talking about, it's not a 5-day challenge, a 7-day, 30-day, it's 75 days. So you really, when you embark on something that big, you better set yourself up for success, don't you think? I don't know.
Right. And actually, it goes, I'll still be doing it when it's my birthday. So like, and I thought about that. Well, do I really want to? Yes, I do. Just because it's my birthday, like I have a certain goal in mind.
Oh, speaking of your birthday, now we all know, because we chat about it, that you're going to be 59, but you do realize you are on your 60th year when you hit that mark. Just wanted to share that with you.
Whatever. And by the way, let me just say, yesterday morning in kickboxing, I don't know how it came up, but I said, well, somebody said, yeah, they're 28 or however old they were. And oh my God, this was hard. And I'm like, I'm 59. It's still hard. It'll always be hard. Choose your hard and choose it wisely, or however I said it. So
I kind of like that way. That was pretty cool.
yes, I know that technically I'm entering my 60th year, and actually,
it's just a number.
Yeah, it's just a number. And next year, when I do turn 60, is just right before our niece's wedding.
Well, we may have to kind of add some little pop and fun with the wedding and your birthday, and that'll be a cool celebration. So things have a way of working out. So maybe that was a cool way to, originally our niece, it was supposed to get married this May, but of course with the cray cray that goes on in our world. So speaking of cray cray, of course, we derail when we talk about stuff. So I've got to get to where I wanted to be, that I wanted to share this with you. I saw a lot of people, we always talk about the keyboard bully behind the keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy, and I think people have kind of adjusted to that, a lot of cray-crays get behind the keyboard and you shoot your mouth off and you shouldn't, or you argue with people over social media with your keyboard. And the latest cray-cray is a lot of people are having these big congratulatory celebrations of getting the vaccine. And I always say, your body, your choice. So someone had chatted and was asking someone else that I knew, are you getting the vax? Why aren't you getting the vax? Blah, 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 blah. She answered her a couple different ways. And then I was telling the hubs the same thing. And he said, well, funny that you say that, because many people during pickleball, when we're playing pickleball, has asked him. They have not asked me, but they've asked him, and we play on different sides. He plays on the north side, which we call the dark side. Those are the ones they're very competitive and have that really competitive. And there's 4.0, 4.5. Like there's professionals on that side. South side, it's a little bit competitive, but still more fun, whatnot. So anyways, the subject matter came up, and I guess he was asked it quite a few times, and he was very frank and answered them. But my point being, and I kind of talked about it, was, are we at that point now that we feel it's okay to ask somebody about their medical decisions? And when everyone says, well, you should get it, it's for the good of all, and it's going to, alleviate, we're already in herd immunity, I truly believe, with the virus. But it's a personal choice. Your choice, your body, what you feel is good for you. And when I saw the people that were celebrating, oh, now I guess there's stickers, I got the vax. And then of course on social media, there's like the little frames you can put around your profile picture. And I thought, and again, if they choose to celebrate, again, their choice, right? But the choice of my choice goes both ways. And I think somehow that's getting blurred. So while it is your decision to get the vax, and it's your decision because it's your Facebook wall or your social media wall, and you want to celebrate it, that is your choice. But remember, choices, it goes both ways. So for those that choose not to, they also have the right not to answer, because to me, that's almost like an invasion of privacy. You're talking about a medical decision. What's best for me may not necessarily what's best for the next person. And that is okay. It's freedom of choice. As we live in our country right now, it's freedom of choice. So what I'm finding is those that are in that celebratory mood about getting the vaccination, they're also being the keyboard bully. I've seen them on other, different news formats or platforms, harassing those that are outwardly coming out and saying, no, I choose not to. And I thought, you want the respect that, it's your wall. Well, it goes both ways. So just because you choose, and that's good for you, I applaud you. I applaud President Trump for making it available so people can make that choice. But that does not give those that choose to get the vaccination to invade someone's privacy and asking them. And I thought, so I gave kind of I'm trying to think how I worded it. Actually, I said it today. It says, while many are cheering those that are publicly announcing about getting the vax, let me be clear, it is your choice. But guess what? That goes both ways. And I went on to say, my private health information is strictly between myself and my primary care physician. It's not up for the public world to discern, to scold, to bully me into their way of thinking or for their choice. I actually think it's like you're asking me, have you had a colonoscopy? Have you gotten the flu shot? What kind of medical procedures are you? It's none of your business. So I think courtesy and respect, and you have to be postured in your beliefs. There are many parents that have school-age children that have chosen to either not get vaccinated and or shorten them, or I should say lengthen the time, because a lot of times with children, they get so many boosters all at once. Some parents have decided, look, I'm not really sure that I want my newborn having all these things done in the hospital. I want to space them out more, because we really don't know the chemicals and the things that are put into some of these vaccinations. And I'm not saying vaccinations are bad. That's not what I'm saying. But I think the right to choose has to be respected, just like the right to choose to get it should also be respected. What do you think about that?
Well, I definitely think it obviously works both ways. And while I am all for, we know we both are for freedom of speech, that goes both ways as well. And if somebody is excited that they have done this for themselves and their families, I applaud you for doing that, because that's a decision that you perhaps were contemplating. So you did what was best for you, and that should always be applauded. That doesn't mean that somebody who does not want to get the vaccination doesn't agree with you. It's just not perhaps right for them. I think this is a conversation that really could go very, very deep, and to the point where if you're going to post something, and I know that perhaps I'm, have done it myself. If you're posting something on your wall and someone posts something that's adverse to that, I think in a way you have to be.
Hold on 1 second. Hey boys, I'm on a podcast. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You're so loud. They know we're on this podcast.
Shuddy.
happens and you're authentically us, the boys are making too much noise. Sorry about that.
That's all right. You have to be willing to accept whatever comments may come in. But when the comments come in, I mean, obviously somebody's being rude and nasty. One of my friends, I love how she puts something on Facebook and she just flat out states, this is not up for debate. No nasty comments. This is my WAP. You want to send me a nasty comment, send it to me directly.
And I don't even care so much that they, I really don't mind someone having a difference of opinion and being postured in their belief and responding, as long as they're respectful, as long as they're not doing the whole bullying into the good of all. To me, like when we talk about the good of all, the better, I look at the virus that has clearly over a 98% recovery rate. I am a fairly healthy person, not 100% healthy. I don't think, there's 100% healthy unless you're firstborn, and sometimes that's, healthy. So, I do take care of myself from a gut health perspective. Do I understand that certainly there are some that are in high risk categories? Of course, they have to take those extra precautions. Someone that has, possibly inflammation of the lungs, asthma, certain autoimmune issues, certain, obesity, heart conditions, all those things weigh into a decision when you decide to partake in a vaccination. So to me, everything's not always black and white. There's a lot of gray in between. You have to be open to the gray. But the point I guess what I was trying to say is this is where we're at now, that you feel it's okay to ask a medical question. And if your response is, you know what, I'm not really comfortable discussing my medical health with you, like, good, bad, or indifferent, whatever. The brazen piece to, wait a minute, you're not getting a vax? Or why aren't you? And then this debate comes up instead of respecting someone's decision. So when I was chatting with John about it, I said, walk away. Don't even give someone the opportunity to engage in that conversation unless you feel like, hey, I'm going to say how I feel. But you do open up that kind of, I don't want to say can of worms, but you open up that dialogue where you have to now be prepared that people are going to come after you because you are making a choice that may not align with their choices. And I thought, is that where we are in a society, that we can't respect people's choices, that they are doing what is best for them? And I think that's really something that everyone should be really understanding, that you can triumph and have this Triumph Tuesday with your own health and wellness. Be courteous, respectful of other people's choices, even though they may differ from you. And I think that's something that we have to keep in the back of our head. And sadly, it doesn't always go that way. But what are you going to triumph over this Triumph Tuesday? Could it be that, you're starting a new fitness program? Are you starting a new, way of cooking? Are you really going to that grocery store with a mindset and an actual list on healthy, good things that are full of color, that are full of making and enhancing your health to be better than it was last week? So think about those things. But I am so excited that we got this time to chat, kind of talk about different things that we're up to. The little yelling that's going on in the background. Actually, they're not yelling. They just talk loud. That happens. But this is Carol Sue, AKA Naughty Boss, Lady Canna, published author, which I'm still, can't believe I'm saying that. And I'm going to triumph. I think I've already triumphed over this Tuesday, but I'm sure there might be a few other things that as the day goes on that I'm not going to have to kind of pivot and do all that. With
TwoSistas. And hey, everyone, it's Janis, AKA Wellness Diva 4.0 on this Triumph Tuesday. What are you going to triumph over? Are you going to set yourself up for success? Tomorrow is Wellness Wednesday. And on Thursday, we celebrate number 200, our 200th episode. So lots to celebrate. We have some great stuff coming up for you. Again, thank you so much for tuning in and checking us out, and we shall see you tomorrow.
Take
Bright and
care,
early,
everyone.
8 a.m.
Bye-bye.
Bye.